So you know of Generation Opportunity. It's the Koch brothers funded group that actually has been encouraging young people not to buy health insurance. Well, why would they possibly be doing that? Why wouldn't they want people to get health insurance? Well, because it would help the healthcare law. Well, of course that's not a really good idea. I mean, who could possibly need health insurance, right? If you're young or healthy, whatever, and then it's your personal risk. I just asked Ron Paul. Now, back in the 2012 primaries, he was actually given a hypothetical situation, if you guys can remember. This situation was given by Wolf Blitzer. He said, a healthy 30-year-old young man has a good job, makes a good living, but decides, you know what, I'm not going to spend $200 to $300 a month for health insurance because I'm healthy. I don't need it. But then, something terrible happens. All of a sudden, he needs it. Who's going to pay if he goes into a coma? Who pays for that? Well, Ron Paul actually had a pretty good answer for that. He said his response was that, well, you should have had health insurance, I guess. Quote, what he should do is whatever he wants to do and assume responsibility for himself. That's what freedom's all about, taking your own risk. This whole idea that you have to compare and take care of everybody. And, of course, Wolf Blitzer asked him, he came back and said, Congressman, are you just saying you should just let him die? And, of course, the audience was like, yeah, let him die, let him die. So it's kind of funny because libertarians like Koch brothers and Ron Paul are actually actively telling people now not to buy health insurance. So if something happens to you, well, we're going to let you die. That's kind of ironic in a way. You're telling people that you should take personal responsibility and get health insurance, but don't get health insurance because it will help Obamacare. What? So this party, that Generation Opportunity, they threw a party in the weekend. And get this, it was filled with Hummers, F-150s, Suburbans, with like balloons hanging from them, a DJ with beer pong and pizza. They're trying to appeal to the younger college crowd, right? Now, it's kind of funny. David Posh, Generation Opportunity's communications director, in an email to the Tampa Bay Times, told them that, quote, student activists independently brought lots of beer and liquor for consumption by those 21 and over. Oh, and we educated students about their health care options outside the expensive and creepy Obamacare exchanges. Can you believe that? Bringing copious amounts of alcohol and fattening food, which, by the way, I love alcohol and fattening food, both, to this party, and then encouraging them, oh yeah, just go ahead and drink all you want, but don't get health insurance, so that if something happens and you drink too much, sorry, we're going to let you die. Personal responsibility. This is insanity. So now, the message, of course, from this whole thing is don't buy health insurance. Pay the penalty instead. And this group has been trying to get they've been trying to get young people not to buy insurance by running these, like I said, creepy-ass ads with the giant Uncle Sam. So how are young people actually reacting to this? Well, according to the number on Obamacare enrollment, they're not buying it. No. They're not buying health insurance. So they're actually, I don't know if they're actually doing it because of these ads from Generation Opportunity. I don't think that there's that many stupid young people. But I think the problem is, well, I know the problem. It's not because of the weird Coke ads. It's because young people, even with subsidies, for the most part, they still can't afford good health insurance. Now, it's very difficult for somebody who's working a part-time job and going to college to be able to afford health insurance. Now, there is one story that I saw when I was reading these articles for preparing for today's show. I saw one of these stories where somebody had gotten insurance for about $70 a month through the exchange. Now, that sounds good, right? But the problem is that he had a $6,000 deductible, so you had to pay out of pocket that $6,000. So I mean, a lot of people, it's really for a lot of younger people, the Affordable Health Care Act isn't as affordable as we would like it to be. Now, for law to actually depends on lots of healthy people to get involved, it seems not to be going very well. Now, it's still in the early stages, of course, and the website's still messed up, but it's not looking good already for the healthcare law. Now, I support the healthcare law because there are good things in it. But something, I mean, and I've defended parts of the law. I think it's good that you can stay on your parents' insurance until you're 26. I think it's good that you can't discriminate against pre-existing conditions. It's good that you have a cap on how much insurance companies can spend on advertising, and that the fact that they have to spend 80% of the premium that you pay them on your care. Those are the good parts of the law, and I'll defend those because at least those are protections that we didn't have before. But what's missing is a public option. Now, it was there, but it was taken out of the law to basically in order to make it more palatable to Republicans that pretty much all voted against it anyway. So what was the point? Now, the Republicans had actually made it a point to make the law better instead of, called to repeat it over 40 times now. And then, essentially they're putting a middle finger up to all the people that could benefit from this law if they actually got together to improve it. Maybe we wouldn't have this sort of a problem. But that's what we're missing. Young people aren't signing up because they can't afford it, because there's no public option to keep prices down. Look, in the whole fact that we have a Republican plan in the health care law. Now, like I said, there are good parts of this law, but it's also a right-wing health care plan. We don't have a progressive health care plan in this country. We could. It's called Medicare. Expand it for everybody, or at least give us a public option. But we didn't even get any of that. So you're leaving these. So you're essentially setting this law up for failure by trying to appeal to the right wing. And so, I mean, a lot of young people. This law depends on young, healthy people to sign up for health insurance over the exchanges. They're not doing it, or at least they're not doing it right now, and that's a big, big problem. So I'm pretty sure that they're under their goal of people that are signing up, and the people that are signing up now are the ones that need it most. And so look, I don't want this law to fail. I want it to be expanded. However, if it does fail but leads to an expansion to a single-payer system or a Medicare for all, I'm not going to really be too upset about that, because that's what this country needs. We don't need insurance companies. If it were up to me, I would have gotten rid of insurance companies. You shouldn't be making a profit over it on healthcare. I think healthcare is a human right. Gasp, call me a socialist. But that's exactly what it is. What we need is a socialized healthcare system. And yes, that comes with its own problems. But it's much better than privatized healthcare that we had before Obamacare, and it's much better than Obamacare without a public option. Now, you get us a public option, and things are going to go a lot better. There was Alan Grayson. I believe Alan Grayson had actually said in 2010, this is not going to work. We need a public option. You've got to put a public option in, or else this law will fail. Well, now we're seeing that. I believe Ted Kennedy had also said something similar before he died. So this law is heading for failure. And it was because Obama tried to work with Republicans too much. And now the irony is the Republicans are coming back and attacking President Obama on the health care law. Well, they're really focused more on the website than anything, which is kind of funny. But if Republicans were actually serious about helping Americans, they would have a plan, but they don't. Their plan is die quicker. Market-based solutions. What we already had was a market-based solution. and it caused more problems than it solved, at least for the majority of people who are poor. You know, we have to do something. We have to get a public option in here, and we have to fight for a public option. I don't know when we're going to get a public option, but I think in the future it's inevitable, because a lot of people are going to see that the law isn't working. And even though it's not working here, socialized medicine does work. It works in other countries just fine. And we should copy what they're doing instead of leaving it up to insurance companies. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and share with your friends. If you want to see more, go to our channel at youtube.com/TYTNation. And if you really want to support the show, support this channel, go to our fundraising campaign at www.patreon.com/TYTNation. The website is in the description below. Thank you guys, and keep watching.